Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Sinclair. This is yoga for a deep sleep. To begin, we'll start standing at the top of our mat. Loop your shoulders up and back so your shoulder blades are drawing close together down your back. Chest is nice and open, palms facing the front of your room. We're going to start just by deepening your breath with each exhale, letting go of the day thus far, and forgetting about whatever we might have to do tomorrow. Remembering that we are exactly where we're supposed to be right now. Go ahead and draw your hands together at heart center. Inhale your arms all the way up and overhead, grabbing onto your left wrist, diving to the right. Inhale up, grabbing onto your right wrist, diving over to the left. From here, we're going to step our legs out wide, 2 to 3 feet apart, toes pointing out, coming into a nice goddess squat. Chest is still open. Breathing nice and deeply, opening up your inner thighs a little bit here. Inhale all the way up. We're going to point our left toes out to the left, right toes to the front. Keep your core nice and tight as you make your way into triangle pose here. Make sure you're not putting any weight on that front left leg. Your chest is open again, breathing into that left side. On your exhale, we're going to frame your front foot, your left foot. Make sure your hips are square to the front of your mat, coming into pyramid pose. Each inhale lengthening out through your spine, each exhale sinking a little bit deeper over that left leg. Just breathing nice and slowly, not forcing anything. And on your next exhale, go ahead and drop your chin, fold all the way over that front leg. From here, we're going to make our way into a left low lunge. So we're opening up our right hip crease. Loop your shoulders up and back. And whenever you feel stable, go ahead and inhale up, palms at heart center. Make sure that left ankle is directly under your left knee. Chest again, nice and open, core is tight. If you'd like a little bit more, you can drop that left wrist to your left thigh. Inhale your right arm all the way up and over, getting a nice right side body stretch, opening up that hip crease even more. Gaze is up towards the ceiling, chest is open, again breathing nice and deeply. Exhale, go ahead and frame your foot once again. From here, we're going to rock our hips back. Again, make sure they're square. We're not leaning back on our right heel. Toes pulling up towards the sky, your left toes. Breathing nice and deeply, starting to open up your left hamstring a little bit here. Again, make sure you're not forcing anything. Each inhale, lengthening out through your spine. If you'd like a little bit different of a stretch, feel free to walk your hands over towards the left side of your mat, the left side of your leg. Make sure those toes are pointing up towards the sky. That's going to open up the back of your knee and your calf a little bit more. Big inhale back to center. On your exhale, go ahead and drop your chin, reach your forehead for your knee. Really getting into that hamstring here. Exhale, shifting your weight forward. We're going to come right back up, hands on the top of that thigh. And if it's comfortable for you, go ahead and reach back, grab that right leg, your right toes, stretching your right quad, your right hip crease even more. Make sure your chest is still up, not collapsing into your bones, not sacrificing the integrity of our pose here. And keep in mind that all I'm saying are suggestions. Just make sure you're doing what feels good for your body. Exhale, go ahead and drop down, frame your foot. From here, we're going to pop up onto our left ball of our foot. Your right toes are going to pop up, so we're in like a half yogi squat here, stretching out your inner thighs. Try to lift your chest if you can. Fingertips supporting the weight of your body on your mat. Breathing nice and deeply. Again, letting go of all of your stress, all of your tension with each exhale. Take one more big deep breath in. On your next exhale, walking your way over to your right side, doing the same little half yogi squat on the right side. Maybe rolling out that left ankle. As always, throughout your practice, exploring with movement. See if you can keep your chest lifted here. Getting into that right inner thigh a little bit more. From here, we're going to shift our weight, so we're now in a right low lunge. Really sinking into that left hip crease. Go ahead and inhale up, palms to heart center. If this is enough, feel free to stay here. But again, if you did on the other side, feel free to drop your right hand to that right thigh, reaching those left fingertips all the way up and over, getting an even bigger stretch on that left side. Again, make sure you're not collapsing into that right side here. Make sure you're pressing your leg away, pressing the ground away, finding that upward current of energy that we like. Breathing just as deeply as we were at the beginning of class. Exhale, go ahead and bring both palms down to the ground, framing your foot. We're going to take our next exhale, shifting our weight back. Again, make sure your hips don't open up here. Make sure that your hips are still square to the front of your mat as we stretch out that right hamstring. Inhale, lengthening out through our spine. Exhale, hinging at the hips, bringing our chest down just a little bit. It's important here that we are not sitting our hips back onto our left heel, that we're staying up and over that knee. Again, if you did on the other side, feel free to take your hands over to the right side of your mat, the very right side of your leg. Maybe even rubbing out your hamstring a little bit as we stretch it. I always like to explore a little bit with that. From here, making your way back to center, one more big inhale. Exhale, go ahead and tuck your chin, reach your nose for your knee. Really stretching into that hamstring now. Go ahead and shift your weight forward, coming back into that right low lunge. Hands to the top of your thigh. If you did on the other side, go ahead and reach back with your left arm, grabbing your left toes, getting a nice quad stretch here. Again, opening up that left hip crease even more. Make sure your chest is still lifting. Key word in this practice is to just allow your body to relax. Allow your body to open up even more as you sink your weight into that right side. From here, we're going to very gently release that left leg. This time straightening out both legs, coming into our pyramid pose. So again, try to keep your hips square to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthening out through your spine. Exhale, folding up and over that right leg this time. If you need to step your left foot in closer towards your right foot, feel free to do so. Breathing nice and deeply. One more big inhale. From here, we're going to inhale up to our triangle pose on the right side. So again, make sure that your core is nice and tight here, supporting your upper body. Your right hand just gently placing either on the ground in front of your right foot or on that right shin, not putting a whole bunch of weight on that knee. Chest opening up towards the sky. Gaze is up over that left hand, breathing nice and deeply here. Using your core, we're going to come all the way up, toes pointing out to the sides, and on your exhale, again, sinking it down into that yogi squat, toes pointing out, chest open. Feel free to bring your hands together at heart center if you'd like. maybe using your hands to spread your knees even more and give a quick little smile. Thank yourself for this practice. Inhale all the way up. We're going to heel toe our right foot in. Exhale, grabbing that left wrist, diving to the right. Inhale up. Same thing, other side, grabbing your right wrist, diving to the left. And exhale, hands at heart center. From here, we're going to inhale our arms all the way up. Same thing, grabbing that left wrist, diving to the right. Inhale up, grabbing the right wrist, diving to the left. Inhale all the way up. We're going to step our right foot out, toes pointing out. Exhale, sinking into that goddess squat, chest open, breathing into all the space we're creating in your thighs and your chest, firing up those back muscles. Core is always tight, full body experience. Inhale up, this time right toes pointing out, left toes to the front, keeping your core nice and tight as we exhale into our triangle pose. Breathing nice and deeply into that right leg. Moon salutations are my absolute favorite, and I do them every single night before bed. It really helps me relax, helps my body open up. Big inhale. Exhale again, framing that right foot, coming into pyramid pose. Squaring my hips to the front of the mat. Each inhale lengthening out through my spine. Each exhale hinging at my hips, allowing my chest to come towards my leg rather than my head, my chin. Big inhale, and from here, exhale, tuck your chin, reach your nose towards your knee. Really stretching into that right hamstring. From here, we're going to keep our left hand planted. Inhale your right arm up and towards the back of the room. Reverse triangle. Only if it feels okay. If you'd like to stay in pyramid pose, feel free to do so. Wherever you are, still breathing nice and deeply. Big inhales. Full, complete exhales. One more big deep breath in. From here, we're going to exhale, frame that front foot once again. Taking a couple of breaths in pyramid pose before dropping that left knee. Inhaling up to our low lunge. This time, fingertips up towards the sky. Chest is open, core is nice and tight here. Full body experience. Go ahead and drop your palms down towards your thighs. Inhale your left arm up and over. If you have a little bit more space, feel free to drop that right arm down towards the ground like I'm doing. Really opening up the left side of our body here. Again, if you would rather just stay in your low lunge, feel free to do so. Go ahead and drop your hands, framing your foot. And on your exhale, we're going to shift our weight back, straightening out our right leg. Each inhale, again, lengthening out through our spine. Each exhale, hinging at our hips, bringing your chest down just a little bit. Try to keep those right toes pulling up towards the sky, maybe rolling out that ankle a little bit. Just finding a little bit of movement here is going to help open up the back of your knee, your calf a little bit more. Go ahead and exhale, tuck your chin, reach your forehead down for your shin. Shifting your weight back into that low lunge. If you did on the other side, or if you did before, go ahead and reach back, grab your left toes with your left arm. Getting a nice quad stretch here on the left side, really sinking into your right thigh to open up your body. Exhale, lowering down, coming into your half yogi squat on the right side, chest lifting, shoulders pulling back. If you'd like a little bit more here, feel free to drop your left hand, reach those right fingertips up and over, getting a nice right side body stretch here. Careful not to fall over. I almost always fall over. Exhale, coming right back down to that right squat. Very slowly making your way over to the left side. Maybe rolling out that right ankle. Again, dropping your right hand, inhaling your left wrist up and over. Try to find some balance here. Smile if you almost fall. Go ahead and silently thank yourself for spending this time on your mind and on your body. Almost fell. Very slowly, we're going to shift our weight into our left low lunge. Inhale those fingertips all the way up towards the sky. Again, core is tight here, belly button hugging into your spine. Chest is open, lifting towards the sky. Really sinking into that left side to open up your right hip crease. And if you have been doing it, go ahead and drop that left hand down towards the ground. Reach your right fingertips up and over. Still breathing nice and deeply. This practice not only helps your body relax, but definitely helps your mind relax and calm down before bed. Big deep breath in. Nice full exhale. Go ahead and drop those fingers, framing, just kidding. Just kidding. Drop those fingers. We're going to shift our weight back, straightening out our left leg, pulling those left toes up. Again, each inhale, lengthening out through your spine. Trying to keep your spine in a nice straight line. Each exhale, hinging at your hips, folding over that left leg just a little bit more. Take a big inhale. On your next exhale, maybe dropping your chin, tucking your chin, dropping your forehead down towards your shin. Rounding your spine, breathing into your back body here as you really focus on opening up your left hamstring. Walk those hands forward, making your way into your low lunge. Now we're going to reach back with our left hand, grab those left toes. Really sink into that left side, opening up your right hip crease even more, your right quad. Go ahead and gently drop that right foot. We're going to inhale up to our pyramid pose. Again, if you need to step that right foot in just a little bit, feel free to do so. Each inhale, lengthening out through your spine. Each exhale, sinking up and over that left leg. From here, we're going to drop our right hand. Inhale your left arm up and over for a reverse triangle. Try to keep your core tight here, keeping integrity throughout your body, so not getting lazy. If you need to readjust your hips so they're square to the front of the room, feel free to do so by pulling your left hip back, pressing your right hip forwards. One more big deep breath in, and on your exhale, go ahead and frame your foot once again. Pyramid pose for one breath. And from here, we're going to open up our right arm into our triangle pose. In just a moment. If you need to tuck your chin in your pyramid pose, feel free to do so. Now we're going to open up into our triangle pose. Core is tight, chest rotating up towards the ceiling. Try not to put a whole ton of weight on that left arm, that left leg. We want to protect our knee joints, so maybe even have a micro bend in that left knee. Again, try to catch back up with your breathing. Make it even slower, even smoother. Very gently go ahead and inhale up to your Star pose, fingers pointing out, toes pointing out, and exhale, sinking it into that goddess squat, maybe using the backs of your hands to open up your knees even more. Inhale, coming up, walking that left foot in, grabbing your left wrist, diving to the right. Inhale up, grabbing your right wrist, diving to the left. And exhale, hands at heart center. From here, we're going to come into a wide-legged stance, so toes pointing towards the front of your room. Hands on your hips, go ahead and bend your knees, hinge at your hips to come into your nice wide-legged forward fold. So if you need something in front of you to catch your hands, go ahead and grab something, pause the video. If you can touch the ground without bending your spine too much, go ahead and bring those hands down to the ground. Just like before, each inhale, try to lengthen out through your spine. Each exhale, sinking a little bit deeper into that stretch. And I like to maybe nod my head out yes and no here, really letting the weight of my head release from my spine. And it's important to keep a micro bend in your knees here. Don't want to hyperextend them on accident. Breathing nice and deeply. We're receiving all the great benefits of an inversion here. So sending oxygen-rich blood to our head, lubricating all those organs with nice fresh blood. Literally getting a new perspective on things. And of course, opening up our lower body just a little bit more. From here, I want you to bring your hands back to your hips, bend your knees to inhale all the way back up to standing. Heel toe your feet together. Make your way to the front edge of your mat. Hands at heart center. We're going to inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward into a nice forward fold, Uttanasana. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you'd like. Let your head and your neck hang totally heavy over your legs. So you should be looking in between your knees, in between your legs a little bit. Think ragdoll here. You can grab opposite elbows and sway from side to side if that feels nice. Just like in the wide-legged forward fold, I like to nod my head yes and no and feel gravity pulling my head down, pulling my head away from my spine. From here, we're going to plant our hands, step your right foot back so you're in a nice low lunge. Very slowly walk your left leg out to the outer edge of your mat, coming into lizard variation. So you're pressing the ground away still in your upper body, staying strong through your upper body. Your right toes are tucked if that feels okay. Your right leg nice and straight, sending energy out through your right heel. Maybe finding a little bit of movement here, swaying back and forth, front to back. From here, we're going to heel toe our left leg all the way over to the other edge of our mat, coming into pigeon pose. So I like to take a few breaths sitting up nice and tall, let my body get adjusted. And if it feels okay, you can reach your hands back behind you, interlacing your fingers, press them down and away from your body so you're lifting your chest, opening up the front of your shoulders, only if it feels okay. And from here, exhale very slowly, starting to walk your palms forward, just as far as your body will allow. Make sure you're not forcing anything. And it's really easy in this pose to hold a lot of gripping in your hips. Try to hold yourself up. So I encourage you to bring some awareness to your hips and allow your body to relax. Allow your body to melt into your mat. Get a little bit lower. Again, breathing as deeply as you can. Try to bring your awareness onto all the sensations that you're feeling right now. Maybe thank yourself for spending this time on your mind and on your body. Only if it feels okay, you can bring your forearms together in front of you, maybe rest your forehead down on your forearms, or even walk those hands all the way out in front of you. I find that I can't let myself fully relax when I'm doing that, so I like to keep my forearms down on the ground, almost in a sphinx pose on my upper body. Exhale, start to walk those hands back. We're going to shift our weight back into down dog by sending that left leg back. Go ahead and pedal out your feet here. Notice the differences in your hips. Notice how they're feeling. Maybe rolling out each ankle. And from here, slowly stepping that right leg up and out to the outer edge of our mat. Again, coming into that lizard variation. Staying strong in your upper body, pressing the ground away. Navel hugging into your spine. If you'd like, you can drop that left leg. Wherever you are, breathing as deeply as you can. From here, we're going to nice and slowly start to heel toe your right foot all the way to the left edge of your mat. So your shin is reaching towards being parallel. If you need to bring that heel a little bit closer in towards your body, feel free to do so. Again, I like to hang out at the top of my pigeon pose for just a moment, allowing my body to get adjusted here. And if you did on the other side, go ahead and swim those fingertips back, interlacing them, pointing them down and away from your body, breathing into the front of your shoulders, into all that space we're creating. Maybe even throwing in a little bit of neck movement, only if it feels okay. Very gently release those hands and start to walk your fingertips forward. Again, really focus on allowing your body to relax here, allowing your inner thighs, your hips to totally release, to get a little bit closer to your mat. Still breathing nice and deeply, remembering that we have nowhere to go and nothing to do. We are exactly where we're supposed to be right now, doing exactly what we are supposed to be doing. Again, only if it feels okay, you can rest your forehead down, either on your forearms, maybe stacked fists, maybe even on the ground, if you have the space. Staying here for just a moment longer. Very slowly walking those fingertips back towards your body. From here, we're going to swing that left leg around, stacking your foot up and over your right thigh. So you want your right heel really close to your left hip. This should feel pretty nice on your hips just sitting in this position. Go ahead and swim your left fingertips back. You're going to give your left knee a nice big hug with your right arm. Sitting up nice and tall, your spine in a nice straight line. Breathing nice and deeply into your belly, stimulating your digestive system just a little bit. looking back and over that left shoulder. The more you pull on your left knee with your right arm, the more you'll feel it in your glute, a nice little opening here. Gently unravel. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, so tucking your left heel back by your right hip, crossing your right leg up and over so your foot is on the ground. Right fingertips swimming back, your left arm this time giving your right knee a nice big hug. The tighter you squeeze that knee in towards your body, the more you'll feel it on that glute, the outer edge of your right leg. And we want to try to keep our spine in a straight line here. So head right over your heart, heart right over your pelvis. Breathing into your belly. Twisting a little bit deeper over that right shoulder if you can. Getting a nice little detox here right before bed. Very gently on an exhale, unravel. We're going to come to seated with our heels planted. If you have the space, go ahead and reach underneath your toes with your palms. If not, go ahead and just wrap your arms around your shins. Tuck your chin, really breathing into your back body here, pressing your feet into your hands, getting a nice little stretch throughout your back muscles. Should be trying to inflate your belly as much as you can with each inhale, pressing your belly into your thighs to once again stimulate your digestive system just a little bit. Exhale, very gently release. Go ahead and make your way onto your back, feet still planted. We're going to windshield wiper our legs, so our knees fall to the right, chin to the left. Inhale up, knees to the left, chin to the right. Inhale up, same thing, other side, moving with your breath, releasing your low back here. It also should feel pretty nice on your hips after all that hip work. Couple more times here. Allowing your body to fully relax. Go ahead and make your way back to center. Leave your arms down by your sides, palms facing up. And one leg at a time, reach your right toes to the right corner of your mat, left toes to the left corner of your mat. Relaxing into your final Shavasana. Allowing your body to soak in all that medicine that we just took, absorb all those wonderful nutrients of your practice. And just allowing yourself to focus on all the sensations that you're feeling. I hope this helped, and I hope you guys have a great good night's sleep.